Now let's look at the design of each of the lanterns. For the spring lantern, I have cherry blossoms. I love how subtle the flowers are, and their petals seem very soft and they fall gently with the slightest of breeze. So there's so much beauty in how ephemeral these flowers are. So for my lantern, I painted petals on both the outside and inside of the lantern. And so basically when it is not dark yet, one can only see the petals painted on the outside. But then when it becomes dark and the lantern is lit, then one can see the new petals emerging from within the paper. I wanted to depict the gentleness, subtleness, and ephemeral nature of cherry blossoms. Moving on, I have bamboo for summer. When I was growing up, I usually spent summers at my grandparents' house, and our house was surrounded by lush bamboo. So whenever I think of summer, the first thought I have is of bamboo swaying and rustling in the wind, accompanied by just the sounds of the rustling. For me, summer seems to be the season of textures and sounds. Everything is lush and green, which then makes us focus instead on the textures of the foliage or of the sounds of nature. On my lantern, I have bamboo painted, and I also stuck on plant fibers. And this represents not only how plant fibers are used to create the paper, but also symbolize the very complex textures of summer. My next lantern is autumn, which I depicted ginkgo. Whenever I think of autumn, I always remember how every year I would admire these yellow fan-shaped leaves flapping in the wind. But then suddenly the next day when I come back, I might find all the leaves sitting on the ground in a huge circular pile around the tree. They really drop fast, and it seems like when everyone is unaware. I see autumn as characterized by change. So for my lantern, I glued ginkgo leaves on the inside of the paper, and I also cut out fan-shaped outlines on the sides to let light seep out in a cool way. And of course, I shaped the lantern in a fan shape, and I have the pile of ginkgo leaves around the lantern. For winter, I have plum blossoms. Winter is the season of quiet serenity and whiteness of snow. So when there is a plant that is blossoming bright red flowers, it really creates this powerful color contrast. So in this lantern, I want to portray that contrast. That's why I have it blank on the sides.